Kalayong Superkumika Nandri.
That's
Reviews, reaction, satisfaction.
Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Dad's Den. My name is Ken. Today we're starting a brand new series called Movie Reviews in My Car. You get a little change of atmosphere, instead of the studio. But anyway, this is going to be the first one, and we're going to be reviewing the movie Sarpatta Parambarai. Before we get started, don't forget to like panaga, share panaga, and subscribe panaga. Here we go. You're gonna have to wait all the way till the end of the video to see my rating for this movie. Anyway, let's get this review started. This is a sports movie, and I love sports movies, especially when they are driven by somewhat of a true story and have good meanings behind them. So this is a boxing story set in the 1970s, and it's between two different clans, two different, I don't know if it's castes or not, but you have the Sarpatta caste or clan and the Idiyappa clan, I believe is what it's called. And this all takes place in North Chennai. Your main character is Kabilan, and he is a laborer, a day laborer, and his father used to be a boxer. And there's this whole thing, I guess he was into boxing, but then he became like a gangster kind of, and his mom, or Arya's character, Kabilan's dad, became a gangster, and his mom was not happy with that. He ended up dying and losing his life because of the lifestyle he chose. So Kabilan's mom was against boxing. She wanted nothing to do with it because she didn't want her son following in the same path as dad. However, Kabilan loved boxing. Love boxing, loved the boxing scene. He would sneak out to the matches and he would watch them, and he had skills. He had skills and he knew it. However, he could just never follow that passion because mom said no. And we listen to mom, right? Anyhow, the story progresses and Kabilan ends up having to step up because nobody from his clan can handle and fight Vimbuli. All right. And Vimbuli's character I actually liked his character. Even though he's the bad guy, I liked his character a lot. And who didn't love Dancing Rose, right? So Vimbuli and Dancing Rose from the other clan, Idiyappa, and they're kind of just like the all-stars of their clan's boxing skills. You know what I mean? They do all kinds of crazy stuff. Well, Kabilan ends up beating Dancing Rose. So now it's like this whole thing, this battle between Vimbuli and the underdog versus, Vimbuli, and Kabilan and Vimbuli fight. And there's this whole storyline in between all of that. It's not just about these two boxers, but like I said at the beginning, there's this thing that just goes out through the entire movie where you just feel the emotion for Kabilan. You feel his pain. And it's just this interesting storyline of how they bring in the boxing to show you the different clans, the different things that they're going through. But anyway, at the end of the movie, they end up fighting each other, and that's kind of where the whole thing climaxes at. But before we get to that, let me break down a few other things. What I think made this movie great was Kabilan's character and the inner turmoil that he had. He had a passion for boxing. He had a passion for life. He had a passion for fighting for his clan, right? Where Amma, she did not want that because she saw what happened to her husband. She didn't want it to happen to Kabilan. However, Kabilan followed his heart, went after it anyway because he knew it was the right thing to do. But where I think the ultimate climax of this movie isn't the boxing matches, isn't all of that. I think it's when mom at the end basically gives him the okay, like, go do it. You know what I mean? She approves of him finally boxing, and she gets it. She understands that he's doing it for a reason. He's doing it for a purpose. He's doing it for them, not only for himself. And I think there's lessons to be learned in this movie about following your heart and things like that. But that, to me, that climax of when mama says, go get him, you know what I mean? She's like supporting him. That's that true climax. You're like, oh, this is awesome. Go get him, Kabilan. That you just get that feeling of just, oh, this is great. By the way, not only was Kabilan fighting the whole thing of mom not wanting to do it and him wanting to, fight for his clan and all that stuff, he also, his girl was supporting him. So it's like he's almost choosing between his girl and he's choosing between his mom, and it makes it even harder for him. That decision even harder. So Kabilan's character, has these inner fights that are just going on throughout the entire movie, and it's just crazy what he has to deal with. Instead of just, hey, let's go have a boxing match, right? He's like, I got to deal with all this other extracurricular things going on. My mom's, disowning me. She basically says, I don't want you to be my son anymore. And so he's got to fight all these inner turmoil things, which makes this drama even better than just a good, solid boxing sports movie. Right. Storyline, A+, good job. Loved it. Fantastic storyline. Let's talk about acting, directors, music, all that good stuff. Arya. I know him from the movie Madrasa Patanam. Okay, that's the first movie I've ever seen him in. That movie was 11 years ago. So to say that I didn't recognize him is an understatement. I did not recognize him. I have not seen a lot of films with Arya. And when I saw him in this film, I'm like, wait, that's the same guy from that other movie? I'm like, no, it's no way. But it is. And it was. And he blew this character away. He did an absolutely amazing job in this film. You felt the pain when he was feeling the pain. You felt that anguish when he was dealing with his mom. And he did a great job in this. Not only that, his transformation of becoming this huge buff boxer. You could tell he has some athletic ability from the boxing skills that he showed in this film, which was great. There's nothing worse than a sports movie when the people playing the sports and acting can't actually play the sport. So to see that he could actually box and actually show those, it was actually a lot more enjoyable to watch for me. John Coken as Vimbuli. I love villains in a good sports movie. I just love them. And he did such a good job, man. He was ripped, dude. He was cut in shape, got himself ready for this, knew how to box, he knew how to look like a boxer, loved his mustache, loved the whole aura of him and Vimbuli's character. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Such a good villain in this movie, able to portray just, as you're watching it, you just hate him. You're just like, this guy's a jerk, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you kind of wanted to not root for him to win, but like you felt like he was just in a bad situation, like he was put with the wrong people. But man, John Coken and Vimbuli character, loved it. And then of course Shabir as Dancing Rose, one of everybody's favorite characters from this movie. Dancing Rose doing all these flips, getting all crazy and stuff. What a fun character. I didn't want to leave out Pasupathy, okay? His character in this as the clan boxing leader and stuff, he showed like there was like I don't know, it was like an aura about him that like, man, this is my crew, this is my clan, this is my people. And you felt he was able to portray that power role. And not everybody can do that. It's hard to be like, hey, I'm in charge, show that power role. Excellent job. Dushara Vijayan, I think this is the first film I've ever seen with her. I don't know for sure, but I didn't recognize her. She didn't play a humongous role in this movie. But I think she played a pivotal role because when Kabilan's character needed that little bit of support, her character was there. Her character was there for that support, and he needed it to carry him into that next level. So I think it's kind of like a hidden role in this film that I think kind of gets forgotten. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned her character. I could probably go on and on about this cast and how much I enjoyed this film because there's so many little characters, so many nuances and things going on in this film. That people did such a good acting job. To the guys who, and I can't remember the characters' names, that Kabilan beat out. He chose Kabilan instead of them. Their characters, the stuff that they dealt with, all those things. I mean, there's so many good actors in this movie. It was great. But I now want to talk about Santosh Narayanan and his music. Niye Oli. Need I say any more? What a great song it fit perfect with this movie. It absolutely fit perfect. Boxing, give me the rap, give me that upbeat, give me that it was good. It was perfect for this movie. It really, really was. Such a good song, Niye Oli. Great song. Great artist in that, by the way. You guys gotta go check out that song. I have done a reaction to it. Go check that out. Bambula Tumbula. That song was actually fun too because it's like right after he beats the dude up and they're like, getting the town and they're celebrating. They're like Kabilan, and they're dancing. I love those types of songs. They're just so much fun. It's one of those songs that makes me want to get up and dance in the street too. So that was another great song by Santosh. Anyway, the entire music from this movie fit perfectly. It was great. It was fantastic. I don't know what else to say. It was good. Director was Paul Rajinth, and obviously from everything that I've just been talking about, how much I enjoyed this film, the story to the acting to the music, and as a director, that's just the reflection of you putting together a good movie. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say anything else other than great job. I mean, great job. I enjoyed this movie a lot. Whenever you're doing a time period kind of movie, I think you got to be careful because you can, especially people who've lived through that time period, they can look back at it and be like, dude, that's not how it was, or not, and it didn't feel right. But this felt right. It felt like the 70s. It felt, I mean, everything from the hair to the makeup to it just felt like that. And that just comes from good direction and good production and all that other good stuff. So nice job. I guess this now means it is time for me to give a rating. 10 out of 10 being the best, 0 out of 10 being the worst. And before I do that though, IMDb ranks this as an 8.8 out of 10. For IMDb, that is extremely high. Very high for IMDb, so congratulations. That's a great score on IMDb. As far as Google is concerned, 95.1% of the people gave it a thumbs up, which is an excellent score as well. But the big question is, what do I think? I'm going to rate this movie an 8.5 out of 10. And here is why. 8.5 out of 10. I love sports movies. I love dramas. I love good music. And this had it all. All right, this movie really had everything there. From good drama to great sports, to great music, and the acting was excellent. Just such a good storyline. And like I said, it wasn't all just about the boxing. It was about the emotion that this movie was able to create within you, about these different clans, about the cast, and all these things that were going on throughout this movie, all while being a sports movie. So excellent job. Love this movie. One of my favorites of 2021 so far. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. So 8.5 out of 10, that is my score. Hope you guys agree. If you don't, put it down in the comments. Tell me what you rated this movie out of 10. 10 being the best, 0 being the worst. But put your rating in right now. I want to see what you guys think. That is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Nan hungalay nasi karen. And we will see you all in the next movie review in Dad's car.